Hello, everyone, and good evening. This is your girl, Michelle, with another episode of Shop Gossip. I am here today to talk to you about how I got started, customer service, client retention, and so forth. I'm glad you guys have tuned in to see me and hear what it is that I have to say. I hope that I can be a help and also an inspiration to you all. Uh, as you can see, I'm nervous. This is a lot, but I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to do this. As I stated previously before in the first episode, I got started with being in the hair industry back in 2005, going into to 2006. Graduated in '07. Right after graduating from Empire Beauty School, I then obtained my cosmetology license and was working in a local salon here in York, Pennsylvania, where I worked for quite some time. And that is where the journey actually started for me, just stepping out into entrepreneurship. Well, once I was done working at the salon that I was working at, me and my friend Tanya decided to go into business together, and we created a partnership. The name of the salon was called Salon 9. Salon 9 was near and dear to our hearts because me and Tanya actually met in Empire Beauty School. That's where we became good friends. Um, we were very close, like sisters, still is to this day. But as time goes on, a lot of things change. You know, within the business and partnership and different things like that. Someone may have a different vision or a different aspect other than yourself. So, and it doesn't mean that we end on bad terms, not at all, because like I said, we're still friends today. It just means that our passions were different. So we decided to eventually at some point separate. That's when I had got a building, and I decided to step out on faith, get me a building, and I said I was going to do this thing. I continued to keep the name Salon 9, and Tanya had removed herself from the business. Well, in that, it was definitely a struggle because I was using my own funds to fund my building, fund my vision. And with that, it was a lot of learning curves. It was a lot of hard lessons that were learned trying to find the right contractors, just really, juggling so many things at one time, trusting people that I'm not going to say they didn't have my best interest at heart, but it was a lot of disappointment in that period and that time in my life. But with that, I never gave up. So I tried to stick it out. There were so many things. There was inspections that needed to happen. I mean, the building was fairly old, and then I had to get it renovated and up to code for an actual salon because before getting the building, it was an antique shop. So you can already imagine it was pretty dated. It needed a lot of electrical work, plumbing, and so forth. Once I got through all of that, and then still going into this is like years and years of, maybe I'll say maybe like 2 years into it, because again I was using my own money, so I still had to take care of myself financially at home. I was still working at another salon at that time, paying booth rent, paying car payments, rent, and so forth. And it was tough. It was so tough. I was struggling, and that's when I really realized what true entrepreneurship really means and what it means to move forward and go forward with your vision, regardless of the obstacles that come your way. So, with that being said, once I finally got to a point of passing all of my inspections, broke. Now I was broke. I didn't have no money. I was like, okay, I can't even afford to keep the doors open. I was upset with myself. I felt like I had failed. Here it is, one of the biggest dreams I had. The building was probably over 2,000 square feet, so I was planning on having everything in there, from stylists to manicures, pedicures, spa in the back, you name it. I wanted to be able to give my clients the works, and I wanted it to be a one-stop shop. And unfortunately, that did not happen. So I had to make a decision that was truly, truly hard for me. And like so many other entrepreneurs, when you get into something, you feel like this is it. This is going to be the time that I'm ready to take off. I'm about to do this thing. And it just didn't happen in that moment for me. But I will tell you that I learned so much in that experience. As tough as it was, as hard as it was, disappointed as I was with some of the people that were around me who I truly trusted the most, and I was let down. And that is truly, truly how I felt at that moment. But once I was able to get out of my feelings and figure out, okay, let me re-strategize. What am I going to do? How can I get back into this, what I call my passion of loving and making women feel beautiful about themselves? So again, I shut down Salon 9. I dissolved the business. Salon 9 is no more. So with that, I moved forward and working in different salons. Worked with a young lady. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Worked with someone else. That didn't work out. Then I worked with an older woman, and I mean, she was just a breath of fresh air. She was literally what I needed in my life at that moment, because it gave me time to sit back and reflect on a lot of things. I was able to get back into the swing of things, like I said, of what it is that I love. I got back into caring for my clients, because all of that was like trying to run a business, open a business, and still work behind the chair. It was overwhelming. And I started to not really, I don't want to say I lost my passion for it, but I was so focused on trying to get my business up and running, that the other side of me was dwindling down. And I was doing it all by myself at that time. I got with the older lady, and like I said, she was truly a breath of fresh air. And I truly enjoyed being there and working alongside her, because it gave me time to reflect. After working with her, I decided to also go into business again with someone else, right? You like thinking to yourself, well, Michelle, what? How many times you gonna keep going into business with somebody and it's not working? But sometimes we think with our hearts and not our heads, and that is what gets us into a rut. Because guess what? It's not personal, it's business. And until you can really truly grasp that concept, you will be complacent. You will continue to be stuck. You will be like, okay, what I'm doing? What am I really doing here? I had to re-strategize. After that didn't work, I said, you know what? It's time for me to do something different. Let me take everybody else outside of my vision, because again, your vision is your vision. The vision that God gave you is truly for you. And I'm not saying that He does not send help along the way, because He does. But it is for you. And also, yes, we do need to be able to have the resources, and people will come along to help you and to pour into you. But again, it's yours. And you have to navigate that baby, and you have to be the one to take the bull by the horn, and you have to be the one that is leading it. And for so long, I think that I really wasn't leading it in the way that it really should have been led, until I stumbled across the location that I'm in today. And I decided to move forward, get my own space, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to grow a team anymore. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to find me a space and focus on me and my clientele. I've been here for now 7 years. I finally am at a place, I've been at a place, I should say, where I have stability, not only for myself, but also for my brand. Because one of the biggest things is that customers, they want to see stability. They don't want to see you hopping around from this place to that place to that place. And now you will have your loyal clients who will follow you. But at some point, they will start trickling off, dwindling away. Along this journey, I have had the pleasure of working alongside some amazing stylists. I have two stylists here with me, one who just left to pursue her own journey in entrepreneurship. And I'm truly happy for her. She was with me for 4 years. I wish her nothing but the best, and I'm excited because I felt like I was able to give them something, well, give her something that I did not have at that time in my life, which was stability, right? I'm happy that they trust me enough to be under my leadership and learn from me and grow with me through the experiences, which is also a beautiful journey. And I've been able to pour into them, and not only just my stylist, but also other people who come into the salon who are looking to maybe start something new, or even if they're on their 9 to 5, and they feel like they're stuck in a rut. I'm just able to pour into them some of the knowledge that I have and some of the wisdom that I have from some of the experiences that I have been through, which has been beautiful. So, getting back to my journey and going from here, now you wonder, how did you continue to keep your clientele if you were so all over the place? Well, let's talk about that. That's one of the things that I wanted to get into, which is client retention, right? When you think about clients, especially with hair, women come to you because they trust what it is that you're doing. Now, wait, let me take that back. First of all, they come to you because they see, oh, she look like she know what she doing. So also that means that they trust you in a sense, to know that if they show you something, that you're going to be able to provide what it is that they're looking for. So one of the number one things that you want to also offer your clients is great customer service, because it starts from the time they schedule that appointment, not just walk through the door. It starts literally from how you promote yourself on social media, how you carry yourself throughout your social media, and also when they come into your salon, are you representing what they've seen on social media? And to me, that's a big thing. Like, I always stress that customer service is my number one priority. I want to make sure that when my clients come to Lux and Maine, that it's an experience, something that they won't forget. And it's not just all hair. Having a conversation with them, getting to know them. And some people may want to talk and some people may not, but that's just something that you have to kind of feel them out when they're in your chair. But also you want to make sure that when you're talking to them, you're also hearing what it is that their needs are, what they want, and then helping them to achieve those goals along the way. That's one of the reasons why I even have clients from when I graduated Empire who have followed me at Empire Beauty School until now. And one of the main reasons why they did that is because why they trust me. They trust what I say. They trust that I have knowledge about the products that I use, about what it is that I'm saying. If I see something wrong that I haven't seen previously, with their scalp, I'm able to say, hey, listen, maybe we might want to see a doctor or a dermatologist, and just explaining things to them, explaining the process. It's nothing like going somewhere and then someone is not explaining the process to you. Again, you may have some clients who don't really care about all of that and they just want to come in and get their hair done and keep it moving. But if you want a loyal and consistent base clientele, those are the ones you want to go after. Those are the ones you want to make sure that you're educating them, because being in this industry and having a relationship with your clients, please remember it's a two-way street. So yes, you are the stylist, but they are also the customer. So one, you want to always make sure that you're listening to them and that you're educating them, and that you hear them. You hear what it is that they want, and that you giving them the tools necessary, so when they leave out of your establishment and they go home, because they won't see you for another 2, 3, 4 weeks. So you want to make sure that they have the tools that are necessary to be able to go out and take care of their hair, just if you were doing their hair. So it's very important to let them know what it is and what are the necessary steps it takes to, one, maintain and protect your hair. How do you protect your hair at night? How do you take care of it? How do you keep it hydrated? All those things, just in case they can't get to you. That's basically some of just the gist of what I've gone through in the beauty industry. And like I said, it's not all bad, because I have been able to take everything that I have learned and turn it into a positive. And I think that that's the most important part of it all, is that the things that you have gone through in life, yes, it may seem like it's a hindrance, but it's really not. It's really preparing you for your next level. And that next level, sometimes it could be something that you didn't even think would be possible. Like for me, for instance, I didn't think that I would be sitting here doing a podcast. That was not something that I seen for myself. And I feel like everything just ties in and it all comes in together. Like I said, me doing this podcast is also a way of getting our voices out there in the beauty community, because so many times, yeah, our clients, we're not the, how can I say this? We're not the focus. We're pretty much behind the chair. So we don't really get to tell our journey or our story on how we got there, and how have we been able to maintain the level of success that we have been able to endure. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I truly wanted to do this podcast. I wanted to be able to spill some tea on, the beauty industry, how can you put one foot in front of the other? How do you get started? How do you move forward, even if you feel like you have roadblocks? Because again, those roadblocks that you think are roadblocks are actually learning curves to help you to grow. And you can take that into any industry that you choose to go into. It's not even just the beauty industry. It's really just what entrepreneurship, it takes courage. And courage is something that you have to have. You have to have the confidence and the momentum to just be able to go out there and keep moving and keep pushing. So that's my hope for anybody who's listening to the podcast. I hope that I'm able to help you and inspire you, that you can keep going and you can do this no matter what. And hopefully, some of my other guests that come on here, they can be able to share their journeys along what they have gone through and some of the successes that they have had, and also some of the obstacles that they have gone through, and the way that they continue to push forward with the tenacity to keep moving and keep striving. So that's what it's all about. Just us getting up here and we're talking and chopping it up, talking about the beauty industry, also giving you ladies and guys some tips on how we can help you to better service you, and also to be able to talk about how to properly take care of your hair. Again, this is Michelle Wright. And this oil here is something that I created during the pandemic. It was laid on my heart to do before the pandemic, but of course, when you're so busy, you don't really have time, and then you have a newborn. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling my story. And finally, I was able to create this hair growth oil that helps to promote hair growth. I look forward to chatting with you guys. And that's it. That's all.